What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Market just closed about 10 minutes ago. I want to give you a quick overview of the current data points, what really moved it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi was able to hold on to its gains, did close 1.07% in the green. When I was preparing for this video, it was right around here. And God, was I ever cursing. I was like, if these fuckers tried to bring it down, pardon my French on the side note, tried to bring it down below 650, like on a Friday, 15 minutes before the market closed, like they can go like, but luckily enough, you did see clearly shorts just give up and start to return some shares. I'm going to give you a quick overview of everything that you need to know, but 28.7 million shares were traded, 31.5 is the average. You did see a hell of a lot of transactions that did occur after hours today that is associated to institutions and ETFs rebalancing their portfolios. A couple big ones, 28.2, 1.6, 1.5, 2.6 as well. 5.7, so quite a lot of transactions as you can kind of see, and that's been a similar kind of scenario as over the last several trading days. But today, like the broader market and a lot of growth stocks were surprisingly pulling back, but SoFi was able to hold its gains despite there being no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. And of course, what was really affecting the market today was PCE. So came in line with the forecast. People were anticipating a little bit better of data to justify rate cuts. And as I mentioned in my video yesterday, and I think a lot of analysts are starting to bring up, just there's too much focus on monetary policy. And even right here, just it went from around 61 to a 57.9% likelihood of a cut for the September 18th meeting. So it's just very, very messed up. But needless to say, SoFi wasn't really affected by that today. So I think that's kind of a good thing overall. SoFi does have a lot of good momentum behind the scenes. And yeah, it was able to close above 650, so that should be fairly good for options wise. So I'm going to talk about that in a second, but let's talk on shorts. Right now they did increase 1.81 million shares, 18.56% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 192.76 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average 0.78%, and then utilization 71.99%. So just want to draw your attention to this. It still does update. It's always like a 15-minute lag, but you do see right here shorts increasing. That is ultimately this. So it hasn't updated yet to correspond with this, but I do anticipate this was just shorts kind of admitting defeat, because based on the volume, some of that could be institutions rebalancing, of course, but I think just generally they were trying. I got to give them props. They were really, really trying to bring it below 650. So they were bold as hell. But regardless, I think SoFi closing above 650 is very good. So when it comes down to options, 2.45 million in calls, 1.04 million in puts. So dollar value wise today is fairly high. Sentiment, 48% of all the options being done today were optimistic and bullish, but with shorts increasing the level that they did, majority of that would probably be associated to that. So shorts were probably hedging around the 650 just to cover just in case. And yeah, so that should really work negatively against the shorts going into next week. And right now, this is the current open interest for calls. You do see 37,000 in open interest at that 650 strike price. So what that does mean is come Monday, because a lot of market makers don't have open inventory of a lot of volatile stocks such as SoFi, so you should see a nice spike up first thing, because market makers will be buying roughly around 3.7 million shares of SoFi. So overall, I think that is a very good thing for SoFi, a very big defeat for shorts, because I think this is the first time in, I don't know, a good 2.5, maybe even 3 months that shorts on a Friday, they weren't able to bring it below the closest strike price. So I think that is a very good sign that potentially bigger and better things might be coming, though, like upwards for SoFi, but we'll just have to wait and see ultimately when it comes down to this. So with it closing at $6.61, it is trading between these 2 points. So the S2 and this S1, $6.69 is going to be that next strong resistance / target that you'll want to watch for it to hopefully break above in the next couple trading days. And then on the flip side, the 645 will be the next strong support. And luckily enough, this is once again the first time I think all week didn't really touch this S2. So kind of another good indication that the technicals are looking fairly good. And like SoFi's gone down quite a lot. Of course, it's been holding this range around $7 for a very long time until finally just external factors started to really break it down. But I think it's finally ready to kind of move up to that $7 range and potentially even higher. Today, there was no new analyst ratings, nothing associated to that for SoFi. So if there is, I'll bring that up to you. And with Q2 very clearly coming to a close, I'll do a video on what analyst expectations are already, such as earnings per share, revenue, and stuff like that. So I'll talk about that over the weekend. But right here, you do see it's still lower percentile of the boiling band. Hopefully early next week, you will see it attempting to transition into the higher, and then later in the week, possibly even that 50-day moving average. Stochastic, you do see a nice bullish deviation. It is at 26, so arguably still considered oversold, and number of retail investors were getting in. So if you did buy today, give yourself a shout out. Or did you sell? And for instance, did you do options this week? And I think it's very advantageous for those individuals that did sell puts at 650, because this is why I love options. Highly recommend you guys learning options if you guys don't know, because if you really do like a stock such as SoFi, which obviously I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching this video, you do like SoFi, you can always sell puts, because what that does mean is if the stock price is above your strike, then you get to keep your premium, whatever that might be. And if it does break below it, then you buy it at the price that you want. So it's kind of a win-win on doing that kind of strategy on stocks that you don't mind owning and that you're going to be buying regardless. So if you're going to be buying at this price at 650, it might be advantageous just to sell puts. So that's just my own opinion. You guys do whatever floats your boat. I think still, no matter what, SoFi deserves a round of applause for closing above 650. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend ahead of them. And with all of that, appreciate all of you watching.